Tony Abbott, you would never have sold Australia out on net zero. You'd have never gone to Glasgow and sold us down the river to the climate change extremists. Yet Scott Morrison, Boris Johnson, Naftali Bennett all did, all supposedly centre-right politicians, all went up to Glasgow, all are now gone within 8 months, coincidence or otherwise. What do you make of the departure of Boris Johnson? You were close to him. Tell us about your thoughts about the resignation of Boris Johnson.
Almost no leader is perfect, Rowan, as you know. And yes, there were some things that Boris Johnson did that I wouldn't have necessarily done or particularly applauded. Nevertheless, Boris Johnson has been a transformative leader. I don't believe Brexit would ever have happened but for Boris Johnson. A lot of the animus against Boris Johnson, let's be clear, was Remainer bile. Absolutely. It was Remainer bile. That's not to say that he didn't make mistakes and didn't have flaws, but it's critically important that there be no backsliding on Brexit, and it's critically important that whoever now emerges as the Conservative leader finalises the last details of Brexit and then gets on with the job of leading global Britain. One of Boris Johnson's other great achievements, he really has led the West response in terms of Ukraine. Britain has been training the Ukrainian army ever since 2014. Britain was really the first major Western country to give offensive weaponry to the Ukrainians, and I am certain that it was Boris Johnson that put steel in the spine of Joe Biden in those critical early hours after Putin's invasion.
All right. James.
Tony, just quickly, this assassination, of course, shocked the world, but as a former Prime Minister yourself, does it give you any pause? Does it make you worry at all about yourself or the safety of politicians here in Australia, which has a famously open kind of security arrangement versus, say, in the United States? Do you think that, does this give you any pause as a former Prime Minister yourself and, for politicians who are just out there on hustings?
Look, James, not really. Obviously, this is an absolute atrocity. It's an evil act which has befallen Shinzo Abe, but it does seem to have been an aberration. And certainly, I don't think democratic politicians should live in a cocoon, and I'm certainly not going to start living in a cocoon myself.
Tony Abbott, thanks so much for coming on Outsiders. Terrific to have you here in the studio with us and to get your thoughts and reminiscence about Shinzo Abe and your insights on Boris Johnson. Thanks so much, Tony Abbott. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.